We just don't want to come back from this trip or what we're doing with nothing.
Yeah. We actually just got our 5th property and the work kept coming.
You know, after 12 hours, just come home and bloody...
Everyone's watching you outside.
Everyone watching outside, just have a bloody beer or something.
More travel next year.
Yeah.
The most asked question is, what do me and the kids do when Jack's working? Because he's working 6 days a week, sometimes 7.
Welcome to the crazy adventure we call life. We're the Bell family. Jack, Amy, Elsie, Henry, and Ralph. We've been touring Australia for the past 5 years. Join us as we explore on the land and in the water, ticking off those bucket list fish.
This episode is going to be a little bit different to our previous ones.
Yeah, and I first wanted to start off by saying a big thank you to everyone that watched our first couple of videos. We didn't really know what we were doing, so we just had a bit of a crack, and yeah, it turns out a few people have liked it and had a bit of a watch. So yeah, excited to make some more, giving us some more motivation, and yeah, really appreciate the support.
Yeah, we do. So we've been stopped in Perth for the last few months working, so we thought this is the perfect opportunity to show you guys the other side to the Bell family, which is about how we work on the road and why we work so much on the road, like how we balance work and travel.
Yeah.
So we'll take you back to the beginning, where it all started. But 5 years ago, just over 5 years.
Yeah, that's when we first started our travels, in our old Mazda BT50 and Jurgen Solaris.
Yeah, good old Jurgen.
Wonder who inspired us. But yeah, started about 12 months ago. Started about 5 years ago.
The Lap of Oz.
The Lap of Oz it was, you know, sold the house, did all that and fun the trip. And
yeah, the house was a renovation project that we did. It was it was meant to be like a year or two. It turned into 4 years, kids, babies, married, honeymoon. It was crazy. But anyway, it was a good accomplishment. We'd made some money, so we decided to sell it. We used our profit to give ourselves a year off and buy a caravan, do up the car, and just enjoy some family time with the kids so little.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got halfway through and COVID hit.
Yeah, COVID hit. Where were we? Down in Denmark.
Yeah.
The Albany area. So yeah, it was starting to do all the lockdowns and all the rest of it. So we weren't sure what was going to happen. So just like, we bit the bullet and just gunned it back to the Gold Coast, driving through all the borders and stuff like that.
Wild times.
Yeah, well, they were all shutting down and whatnot. It was crazy coming back, but
people went loopy, let me tell you.
Got back to the Goldie, did like a month's worth of work there. Managed to pick up a job, but then we hit the road again as soon as the NT border kicked off and did another 8 months, come around the top. We skipped North Queensland, but we did all the way around the top and come all the way back down the bottom to complete our lap. And that was about 18 months off work that we had.
Yeah, it was about 18 months. We had a COVID baby coming along in there, little Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph was ruined.
Yeah, it was after the 18 months, we kind of just felt like we needed to be achieving something in life.
Got a bit fatigued of moving spots all the time, didn't we?
Yeah, like we'd done the lap, we'd enjoyed ourselves, but like we just needed something more.
Yeah, I felt like I was spending my life savings sort of...
Sitting on the beach drinking beer.
Sitting on the beach drinking beer and fishing and stuff, which is awesome. We could only do it for so long, you know. Yeah. So we had to think a bit smarter, make a bit of a game plan.
It was actually, we decided travelling was finished.
Yeah.
Because that was it. You just travel. There was no this like working on the road stuff back then. So it was to go back, and we still had a property in Brisbane that we built when we were 18. We just had that as an investment property. So we had a bit of equity while we were traveling in that. So we used that to build another house in Brisbane that we're going to move in. We're going to sell the setup and move into that one.
Yeah, dead set on moving in.
Yeah, once Ralph was born. And it got to the day of the handover with the builder, and the traffic driving up was a nightmare.
Driving from the Gold Coast to Brisbane, if anyone's done that on a Friday afternoon, you know what I'm talking about.
The traffic, and then we had the kids. So Elsie was 3, Henry was 2, and a newborn. I think Ralph was like 4 or 5 weeks old.
Yeah.
It was just chaos in there, like white walls and wooden floors, and they were just
the echo in there. I just couldn't deal with like just being back in a house. I don't know what it was, but that was the turning point that day.
Decision. It was, we can't do this.
We got back in the car and we thought, no, we did. We drove straight to the dealer. I drove straight to, I think it was Kratzman RV or whatever they were at the time, and yeah, put a deposit on the Lotus.
Yeah, new Lotus, just deposit done.
New Lotus off grid, and then
it was a demo show model, so it was like take it or someone else has taken it.
Yeah,
within minutes, people were queuing for it.
It was the COVID rush for all selling the vans at the time, so you didn't have a choice really at that time. Yeah, it was either that or wait 2 years for a new van. So we just
did it. We were like, yep. We knew.
Put the deposit on the van, and then a couple of weeks later, we decided on what we wanted to do as a tow rig because the BT50 couldn't tow it; it was way too heavy for it. And yeah, we decided on the truck. It was
so this would have been early 2021.
Yeah.
So yeah, we ordered the truck back then. So the truck actually took like at least a year and a half for us to start, like for All Terrain Warriors to start the build. So yeah, that was a long time coming getting the truck, but yeah, we just come up with a plan once we knew we were getting the caravan. It was how we were going to do it, like find that balance for us.
Yeah, and the idea behind the truck was just to carry all my tools and like work out of it. Like I did do a bit of work out of the BT50 beforehand, and it was just chaos, mate. I had bloody tools coming out of everywhere. Had them on the roof, had them in the back. I even got rid of like the fridge and all the cooking equipment and stuff in the BT50, so we couldn't even cook up. We couldn't even enjoy it. It was just chaos. Like we looked like a shanty town, didn't we?
Yeah.
So my work and what I do, I'm a shop fitter. So which is virtually going into an empty shell of a tenancy in a shopping centre, like any sort of shopping centre.
It's good you explained it because a lot of people are like, "What's that?"
Yeah, I think I'm a shoplifter or something like that. No, just a shop fitter.
Yeah.
But
it's a trade.
Yeah, it's a real trade apparently. I went to TAFE and everything for it. But yeah, anyway, so they're about a 4-week fit out from start to finish. So we start with a bare blank shell, or I start from demoing their old store and starting from scratch. So I'll do that over probably a 5-week process, and it's a lot of retail shops, stuff like that.
Sometimes food shops and cafes.
Yeah, sometimes a bit of food. I don't really like doing the food shops. There's too much going involved in them, and there's not that much extra money in it at the end of the day for me because I'm just building the shop. But yeah, I contract the shop, so I do a price for the whole fit out that just allows for my labour, allows for other labour, sometimes allows for other trades as well. So sometimes pick up the plastering, the tiling. Yeah.
Always busy.
Yeah, always busy, always a chance for extra work and whatnot. This stint that we've done is the longest, so we just done 12 weeks, was it?
Yeah.
We were keen to get out of there.
And because Perth's been pouring.
Yeah, if you get bad weather and stuff, we're in winter, so we're in Perth in winter, so you're cold, you're probably a little bit miserable in the rain and stuff, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've had different experiences at different places, we absolutely frothed up North Queensland, like working Cairns and all that sort of area because you're hot, your tropical vibes, all that. We've done a job in Canberra that was
freezing,
-7 degrees, and we actually hated it.
Yeah, we'll never do that again.
Never go back there. But it's just sort of,
you learn.
That's a beauty, you get to pick and choose. But, while we're there, we went to the snow.
Yeah, that was.
Spend time with the snow and never.
We probably wouldn't have done that otherwise.
We wouldn't have, yeah.
It's just because we were in the area.
Yeah.
Before we travelled, Jack's job would take him away a lot. So he would go away for 4 or 5 weeks. So it was just in our head, instead of just him going away, the whole family can just tag along with him.
Yeah, so that was the idea. The idea was to set it up like that where, instead of me living in a hotel room for, I was doing it before we left, for 6 months at a time. It'd be, shop for a month, come back for a week, not even, sometimes just straight to the next shop. And then I was just missing out on all the kids' lives, so.
Yeah, we just come up with this. It was just the perfect plan for us, what worked for us. So.
And we just thought we'd commit to a couple of years and just try and save as much money as we could.
Yeah.
And trying to set ourselves up because we know we could do it. We could do it for cheap because a lot of the work I'm doing is for people in Brisbane.
And normally Jack's work would fly someone away, so they'd pay their travel, accommodation.
Yeah. So virtually at that time, we're living virtually for free.
Yeah, because we didn't we didn't have a mortgage to pay because both the Brisbane properties were rented. They were pretty much covering themselves.
Yeah.
So anything we earned was just saved.
Stacking in the bank.
Yeah, and it was good. We just realised it just works.
Yeah, I got to see the kids every afternoon when I come home from work.
Yeah, and we travel on
got to go all the different places. We travelled all up that Queensland coastline that we didn't do in our lap. So we stopped at Mackay, Bundaberg, bloody Cairns, all the way up. Travelling on the weekend, doing all the bits and pieces, taking time off between jobs, like having a week or two off between jobs, doing a bit of travelling.
It's a good amount of time. So his jobs are like usually 4 or 5 weeks, which when you're in that area, you just get to explore it properly rather than, that rush of 2 to 3 days and move on. So we got to explore the area properly. And by the 4 or 5 weeks of stopping, you're on top of everything. Like you're on top of all them jobs that just stack up when you're on the move. And like you've had that chill time you need and you're ready to go. So like having that couple of weeks off between jobs was good. We'd travel and then we'd be like, right, because we had 3 young kids. Right, let's settle again and get on top of things. Yeah,
well, I remember when we were travelling between some of these jobs, like we'd get excited to be like, can't wait to get the NX back up because that's, I don't know if you've seen what we travel in, but we'll probably put a picture up of it. But they get the NX out and it's like a little second home out here.
Yeah, so, kids' playrooms.
Yeah, especially with Ralph at the time because he was quite small. We're just like this little playpen for him and just lock him in so he can't run away because I could be at places like this and he'd just be on his hands and knees just scooting away,
Yeah.
Anyway, we did that for that full year. We did just solid work while waiting for the truck to be built. And then the next year we probably did maybe about...
We planned to travel more about the work. Like if you want to work, you can work and we realise that there is that much work. So it just kept coming and we worked pretty much the whole year. It was like job after job. 18 months of travelling and then 2 years of working. And the properties in Brisbane had boomed and we had all this equity sitting there. So we decided to buy more investment properties.
Yeah, and because I was still working at the time, I could...
we could borrow from
we could borrow the banks. I could service all our loans and stuff like that. So the banks liked it. We had the money sitting there. So we just decided...
We were just buying one more investment property, but then it was worked out that somehow we could get 2 and we just went for it because we knew how well they were going in Brisbane. So we took a leap and bought in Perth.
We were a bit worried about it, but we ended up engaging a buyer's agent to do it. We ended up buying 2 of them over there, sight unseen. Never seen them, never looked at them. Fully trusted the buyer's agent that we were using. And they've done really well over the last couple of years as well. So
by the time we got the properties, that was probably 4 years of travel. We had 4 properties and they were sorting themselves. So we decided it was time to travel a bit more. But instead, the work kept coming and we kept saving.
It's hard to turn it down.
And we actually just got our 5th property, which is amazing. But right now we are more travel. Next year, it's 100% more travel. We've smashed all our goals for we're not just working to fund our traveling. We're working to for the future. We're not going to be working when we're 50. We want to be retired.
Set ourselves up because we can still live for cheap, and we may as well be setting ourselves up.
It's just worked well for us.
We just don't want to come back from this trip or what we're doing with nothing. Because you see.
You can't do that.
Yeah, we see a lot of people selling everything to come and do this trip, which is great, do it for the 12 months, but if we're doing it for 5 years or if we're planning to do it for 10 years, we have options.
Anyway, everything has just worked super well with work and travels for us and we're just, now it's time to...
this year's enjoy year.
Yeah, definitely more travels coming. All right, so we're going to go into more of the work side of things. So when we do stop, we choose to stay in caravan parks because Jack's working so much. It's just access to water, power, just everything me and the kids need.
Keeps you guys busy. You're normally pretty close to a shopping centre or stuff like that. So
the caravan parks these days are resorts. There's pools, jumping pillows, parks. There's plenty of stuff. we often get, like, I think the most asked question is, what do me and the kids do when Jack's working? Because he's working 6 days a week, sometimes 7. But honestly, like, anyone that's got 3 kids and little kids, it's like, you don't even get time to think about, like, being bored. We are, like, homeschooling in the morning, like, then it's lunchtime, getting cleaning, washing, like, it doesn't get boring, let me tell you.
Yeah, you put a fair bit of time and effort into the social media side of things as well. So,
some things to think about if you are stopping for work, especially in caravan parks. The cost these days has gone up a lot.
Yeah.
We were $35 a night when we first left. Now we're hitting $100, especially because my pet hate, they charge $15 a night for each child.
Yeah,
and like
just stacks up. I think we did a 4-week stint here in Perth at Karrinyup Waters, $115 a night, and I think we didn't even have a concrete slab.
Don't go there.
Yeah, we don't recommend them lot.
Anyway, we're not gonna bag, but anyway, yeah. So the cost of caravan parks, also pre-booking because they do book up a lot, and
yeah, you got to be mindful of the school holiday period.
Yeah, school holidays and stay limits. So I think this is a good one because I'm glad they have limits these days, because otherwise people do just live there and...
Yeah, get quite scruffy and like... Yeah. So I wanted to talk about how I find work. It's pretty easy for me because I've been in the industry for 10 years or so before I started travelling, and I worked for a few people, especially subcontracting for a few different people before we left. So I had a few contacts, but I've also found work by just cold calling and literally rocking up to the town. I've rocked up to one place in Townsville with the tools in the BT50 and walked into the shopping centre, and it was all hoarded off. And I walked in, I said, "Mate, you guys looking for anyone to work?" And they said, "Yeah." They said, "I've got my tools in my back," and in the back, and I literally started that day.
Yeah.
So
plenty of work.
Plenty of work if you're looking for it. You just got to be keen. Sometimes you're not getting like the pick of the work that you want to do, but if it's to keep you on the road, like, what are you complaining about? I think just if you're keen to have a crack, get in and have a crack.
A couple of tips from us if you are wanting to work and travel.
Probably the biggest one, I think, is do your 12 months first, or do your travel.
Yeah.
Get that out of your system. You don't want to be working and traveling at the same time if you just started. I think go enjoy it for a little bit,
at least 6 months.
Yeah, go see what if you like, if you enjoy living in the van, because we were totally comfortable living in the van before we started, so there's no hassle for us to keep doing it. But I think a couple of tips would be is just to be comfortable doing it. That's why we upgraded the van like straight away, no brainer. It was just we're living this thing, bigger caravan, Annex out the front.
Especially with kids, the annex, little kids.
It's a freaking game changer.
Yeah, it was just
give yourself
playroom.
Give yourselves some privacy as well. Like, the last thing you want to do end of the day, after 12 hours is come home and bloody...
Everyone's watching you outside.
Everyone watching you outside, just have a bloody beer or something. At least you could just close the windows and just have some time to yourself, We get the TV out there and everything. So it's like a little... It's been a little home.
Yeah, you got to be comfortable. Yeah, we've got 2 TVs, and we upgraded, got 40-inch TV.
Yeah.
The only thing we miss, what's the number one thing you miss?
A couch.
Yeah, and I think any traveller will say that is the number one thing they miss.
You can only sit on one of these things for so long, but I don't know how we've done it, but I've been thinking of getting on Marketplace and just buying a bloody...
Yeah, we've considered it when we've...
cheap second-handy every time, but I just couldn't be bothered.
No, I think another tip would be, especially for me with the kids when he's at work, is to just have some sort of structure to your day so the kids kind of know what's coming. So for us, wake up, breakfast, there's no rush, but breakfast, get into the schooling and get it done. Then I'll do my exercise and then get some cleaning and washing done, and the kids will play, and then we go to the pool and whatever is in the caravan park. Or sometimes you'll come back with the truck and then I'll drop him to work and we'll go do something for the day. Dinner, Jack's back. Try to have everything organised so when you're back. And we try and get the kids in bed. 6:30, kids are in bed, and then we get some time to ourselves.
Well, what I could add is probably just a balance between work and the travel. We don't want to just be working full time. We got the van and stuff to travel as well. So that's the hardest part, I reckon, is just trying to balance the two.
I feel like we've probably not had a good balance, and we're
starting to feel it.
we're feeling it.
Yeah.
Like we're feeling that we want to be traveling more, like not working as much. So yeah, because I think once you get into the work, like the work comes, and sometimes it's hard to be like
It comes and you see the bank adding up, and you just like you want to keep going, and
yeah.
but you got to like step back and realize like what you're actually doing.
Yeah.
Like, if you
You want to enjoy
yeah.
your family time too. You can't get like
Yeah.
too caught up in
You got to go back to the roots of why you're actually doing it. Like we're doing this so we can spend time with our kids, watching them grow up. Like really, because we're not going to get. They're only young for what, 10 years.
yeah. They're already got kids are so old.
Yeah,
already.
I mean, they're not going to want to spend time with us once they're like 14, 15, 16. They're going to want to be sitting on a beach, you know,
They're
playing with us. They're going to be
friends.
with friends and stuff like that. So you just got to, we're just trying to seize this period of our lives
Yeah.
now, if from like now onwards,
Yeah.
and try to enjoy it as well.
That's pretty much a wrap of how the Bell family works and travels on the road. 5 years and going strong.
Yeah,
Loving it still.
another 5 to go.
Yeah. If you've got any questions, drop them in the comments. We always reply to everyone. We see your comments and we appreciate it. So
Yeah, we'd love to hear from other people as well. Your experiences. Have you travelled on the road? Well, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. We're sitting on the Ningaloo coast here, so we're about to film some bloody epic episodes and whatnot coming up. So, yeah, hopefully a bit of fishing, a bit of cray diving.
yeah, we're yet to get a cray. So let's see if we get a cray because we are desperate.
Yeah, I'm keen to get a marlin, but the wind's blowing, so I don't know if I'll be able to get out there. But fingers crossed, we might get a couple of good mornings. So I'll get out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I appreciate all the support, and
See you next time.
cheers.
Right, where are we up to?
Gorsa.
Is it a whale?
Massive.
What?